Hey there. Taking a break from the farm real quick to answer this. Yes, I have heard of people feeding superworm styrofoam. Can you feed mealworms the same? Yes. And would the frass be good? Depends on your acceptance level for good. Let me run you through what I've seen myself, what I've seen from research, and we'll go from there. So, mealworms can survive and thrive off of just styrofoam and moisture. I did a test a few years ago where I had 3 trays of larvae, fed them nothing but styrofoam that I received in the mail. So random different kinds. Sometimes it was organic styrofoam, sometimes it was man-made, the whole gambit. And then I sprayed them with water to give them moisture. They went through 3 generations over several months. No major increase in mutations or any sort of growth problems. They survived, they thrived, they reproduced, everything was fine. It was kind of a mess in the tray. It's not something I would do at a high scale, but the mealworms were fine. But the frass is going to have some of the byproduct in it. I didn't test that myself. I didn't have the means at the time or the inclination, but Stanford did release a study, I think in 2019, maybe 2020, where they studied mealworms after they'd eaten styrofoam. And within 24 hours of testing the mealworm, there were still some trace elements of the styrofoam. 48 hours, there were less. 72 hours, they were completely gone. So the mealworms were safe. From a consumption perspective, it wasn't like you were consuming styrofoam by consuming mealworms that had consumed styrofoam. But the frass did show trace elements. And so what needs to be studied now is taking that styrofoam frass, and really it's just the chemical components of styrofoam. It's not like there were physical pieces of the styrofoam in the frass that they studied. The mealworms ate it all. But that styrofoam frass needs to be tested to see what the impact is to plants, to the fruit, to the things that are going to be eaten, etc. I would look at it from my perspective like microplastics, right? Like, are the mealworms just eating it and making smaller chemical components, but those things still exist and they're still not so great? That's yet to be determined, still needs to be studied. I personally wouldn't use it on plants that I'm going to eat. I'd rather see the research on it first. But the mealworms would be just fine to consume as feed for animals. Hopefully that helped. Thank you very much for the question. If there's anything else I can do, let me know.